All right. Good morning, traders. Today is September 5th, 2025. My name is John Carignan. I'm the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone out there, podcast land, digital land, cyber land, and my paying subscribers. Love it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the subscriptions, for following me, for the thumbs up, for joining my group, for the kind comments, and special shout out to Bob Jordan, John Jordan, Kathy Sarah Roasted, sharing my content, getting the good word out there in the public. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Love that. Thank you so much, everyone out there following me on my trading journey. All right, let's go down. Let's drill down. Let's take it. Oh, we got some announcements. I got a few announcements this morning. First announcement: open house September 8th, 8 a.m. 4 p.m. It is no charge. All right, to attend. All right, but you do have to register so we can send you your credentials to get into the room at on the day before. Okay, so no charge. All right, and it'll be the trading room, so you'll be in there with us, and you'll see us trading all day long. All right, in the room. All right, so it's a should be a good event. Every open house so far has been profitable by either 2 or 3% of your whole account, not just one position. All right, I'm talking about a whole account growth. Okay, so might want to mark that on your calendar. Might want to attend if you got the time. I hope so. This is the QR code right here. All you got to do is pause the video, scan that with your smartphone. A pop-up will come up. You click the pop-up. It will open up a page in your browser, and you just fill out the registration form, and we will send you your credentials. Usually Saturday or Sunday night or Monday morning. I don't know which one, but they'll be coming to you. All right. So there it is. Monday, open house, September 8th, 2025, in the BYOB Trading Room. Don't want to miss it. It's good. It's been good every time for the last. I don't know, since the beginning of the year, they've been awesome. I can't even remember any further back than that. So, mark it on your calendar. Tell your friends. Hope to see you there. All right, how I plan to trade SPY today. All right, again, thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning, 646.60 above it. I'm a bull, below it. I'm a bear. IWM, Diamond, Dow, FNGU, QQQ, all made higher highs and higher lows, closing over bullish traps over their 17 EMAs. Some of those look darn close to attacking the all-time highs. Just saying, okay? SPY made a new all-time high yesterday, late into the close, closing the day at the end of the day. SPY closed with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. Gold and silver made lower highs and lower lows, closing over their bullish traps over their 17 EMAs. USO started a new daily downtrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish cross under the 17. UNG made an outside day, that's a higher high and a lower low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. US dollar index in a downtrend still. We like that. As investors, as consumers, it sucks. All right. Closed near the 98.24 area, SPY max pain for today. That would be the options that expired today at 4:15. Those index options. All right. The security options will expire at 4. SPY max pain for today is 645 with a put to call ratio of about 2.2 puts to each call that expires today at 4:15. So we could see a put squeeze on the table early this morning. I don't know how far it lasts, but if they give them a pullback, all right, they won't be able to double down and get out. All right, I'm just saying that if there's pullback, so they have to apply the pressure In other words, if they're going to gap up, they need to gap and go and apply upward pressure or sideways pressure all day long, all morning long. All right. Once the pullback is manifested, all right, then that's an opportunity for them to double down and get out. All right. So just saying, that's how the put squeeze usually works. All right, we got an 8:30 release of the employment situation, and this can be a market moving event today. I would like to trade it. Okay, so I'm hoping to be done before 8:30 so I can trade it. All right, so all of these down here underneath the bulls, these are all in uptrends over their 17 EMAs. They should be. If they got a little star next to it, they're building out a launch pad from which to launch up higher. Okay, if they got a little star, it means like it looks like they're building out a launch pad to launch higher. And over here, these are all in downtrends under their 17 EMA. And if they've got a little star next to them under there, that means they're building out a platform from which to dip lower. All right, so there's the bears, there's the bulls. All right, let's go take a look at some charts this morning, okay? Let's take a look at SPY. All right, so here's SPY candle right here. Again, you can see we closed 649.62. Prior high was 649.48. New all-time high right there. SPY. End of the day, high of the day. Doesn't get any better than that. All right, that's bullish and in an uptrend. All right, drop the mic. Enough said. You know, the price action speaks for itself. There's the daily chart, 2-hour chart. All right, 2-hour chart. Obviously, if you got a new daily all-time high, 2-hour better be in an uptrend. 2-hour in an uptrend coming into the close. 10-minute uptrend coming into the close. All right, what do I see here? Consolidation in the post market. This is like deja vu from yesterday, and consolidation over the prior consolidation as we open up the markets early this morning. Okay, so you got consolidation over consolidation. That is a bullish environment. I will be looking for a continuation of the 10-minute uptrend to the upside. So I will be looking for a green candle. All right, I'm looking for something that doesn't have more wick than body and tail. I don't want a red candle, I don't want a doji, and I don't want a spinning top. Spinning tops and dojis just tell me that bulls and bears are satisfied with the price. If it's got a big wick on top with there's more wick than body and tail, all right, that tells me bears controlled that 10-minute candle, all right? And I want something that's not red because red tells me that bears controlled that candle. So I want something green that's not a spinning top, not a big wick, all right? It's moving up, all right? That's my plan. I will wait for that. I'm going to mark off the pre-market, post-market low down here, and took the line, put a line in there, and then I'm going to put a line up here at the post-market high. All right, 8:30 should whack things out. One of these should get whacked at 8:30. We'll see what happens. All right, and I'm going to trade the breakout. All right, if one of these happens to get whacked at 8:30, all right, we'll modify the line. We'll either move it down or move this one up, and that will be the range from which we would look for a breakout to trade, either to the upside or the downside. Now, if things get wider, because this is really nice, tight consolidation, by the way. All right, that is like super nice. All right, if things get wider at 8:30, after 8:30, okay, we're going to mark off the first 15 minutes. All right, and we're going to trade. We're going to watch that box for a breakout, either to the upside or the downside. Keep in mind, initial targets will be, all right, if it's to the upside, the morning high, pre-market high, and to the downside will be the post-market low. Below the post-market low will be, see this VWAP brown line, will be this line right here, okay? So right on top of that line. See this consolidation here and the brown line there? So if we get below this low, okay, this will be the next target lower, okay? I got hopes and dreams of getting to 655 today. I've been talking about 655 for a couple months now, okay? So I have hopes and dreams of getting there today. We'll see. All right, so there's SPY. 10 minute, there's the plan, okay? A breakout of the top side of the range. I'm going to be bullish with calls up to 655. All right, on the downside, okay, I'll be bearish until we get to the post-market low. All right, and then if we get below that, I will look for a breakdown to the VWAP where it left off yesterday. That will be my second target. Below that, I will turn on the pivot points and find lower targets right there. Okay, those will be my lower targets right there. I'll turn on the pivot points and look for those. Okay, so there's SPY. There's the 10-minute plan. Let's take a look at the 10-minute game plan. Okay, I don't know if it'll be relevant due to the fact that we do have the employment situation coming out at 8:30. Okay, so let's move everything into perspective here. All right, we have SPY pivot, 646.60. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Okay, green erases red. Okay, over 649.15. We're obviously up over that already. All right, so that's why we're going to trade the range and trade the breakout of the range. Okay, on the downside, okay, below 643.65, that would be a red erases green entry down there. Okay, so all of this green gets erased by the red momentum. Okay, then we will trade the red erases green entry below this valley right there. Okay, that's 643.65. Okay, so there's our game plan. Options I like for today: 7 days till expiration and 14 days till expiration. Friday options on the multiple of 5, $3 to $15 or $2 to $15 out of the money strikes. Again, I like 10-minute uptrends over VWAP, breaking up and away from VWAP. I like 10-minute downtrends under VWAP, breaking down and away from VWAP. Okay, those are the two I like. Okay, now if a downtrend happens to manifest up here, now it'd be counter trend. Keep in mind, happens to manifest up here long before it gets to the red erases green entry. I'm not opposed to trading it. Okay, but I am opposed to trading it. Okay, in normal situations, I wouldn't be opposed to trading it, but I am opposed to trading it simply because it's counter trend in a bullish market. Okay, so probably not going to be interested in puts or pullbacks to the VWAP line or the pivot point. You can see right here, 646.60. All right, below, if we break support here below 643.65, I'd probably be interested in trading that. That would be a big dip. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, same thing on the green side. Okay, if we get a 10-minute uptrend that happens to break the bullish 10-minute rubber band candle, okay, and it happens to manifest down here or down here or down here long before it gets to the green erases red, okay, entry, which is 649.15. I'm not opposed to trading it as long as it breaks the bullish 10-minute rubber band candle. Okay, now my favorite trade, you all know it. Okay, gonna go over it one more time. All right, 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, inside 2-hour uptrend, inside the daily uptrend. It's inside the weekly uptrend. That's inside the monthly uptrend. This is a unique environment we have right now. You will not see this 6 months from now. There will be one of these in a downtrend, more than likely. Okay, so right now we have that unique situation. This is the time to take advantage of it. Okay, 10-minute uptrend over VWAP. All right, that's inside the 2-hour, inside the daily, inside the weekly, inside the monthly. Okay, get all those bigger time frames supporting my price action. Okay, that's a dream come true. All right, when you have everything working for you, supporting your little 10-minute uptrend. All right, let's talk about how we made money yesterday because we made some good money. All right, 10-minute uptrend over VWAP right there. Look at this. This is a beautiful thing. This is like a river of money, people, okay? Picture a river of money with Benjamins and Grants and Washingtons and you know, all kinds of big bills just floating in this river going downstream. And you're walking alongside it and you're wondering, how do I get in? How do I get in? Let me just say, just jump in. All right? It doesn't get any... Just jump in. Even if you slipped and tripped and fell in, you still made money. Look at this. 10-minute uptrend over VWAP. It's a trend day, okay? That means there's a 10-minute uptrend between the hours of 11 and noon, and it finishes at the high of the day. Let me just say this. 70% of the trend days go on until 2:30. 30% of the trend days wind up closing at the high of the day at the end of the day. Okay? Okay? There's no way. Even if you slip, let's say you tripped on a catatonic squirrel, okay? And you fell into the river of money. You still made money. You tripped on a root. You slipped on some puddle, all right? You still made money, all right? All you had to do was jump in. There it is. It was beautiful. It's the 10-minute uptrend over VWAP inside the 2-hour uptrend. All right? It's a beautiful thing, okay? I'm just saying, it's right there. All right? All right, that's enough of that. Let's go to the QQQ. All right, QQQ, same. Got a game plan for the QQQ. Look at that. All right, again, see this? Right here, this is a bullish environment. Okay, kind of the same thing we had yesterday. Okay, you got consolidation over prior consolidation. That is a bullish environment. Anytime you see price move up and hold that higher ground, that is bullish. All right, and I'm telling you this. I think the bullish candles are going to get bigger. I don't know why, but I have that feeling. It's because of the relentless buying that I saw yesterday. And I think there's going to be bigger bullish green candles to come in the near future here. And this thing could probably, not QQQ, the whole market, all right, could start getting hyperbolic to the upside, all right? So just saying, be prepared for it. When you think it's as high as it's going to get, it's going to go higher, all right? That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting right now because of the price action from yesterday, okay? So it's awesome right now, okay? So just don't try to pick the top, okay? I'm just saying that because I don't want you to get burned. Not the time for puts. Don't even think about a put, all right? This is really looking fantastic. That's bullish. That's bullish. That is one beautiful move beginning to the end of the day. That was a beautiful move right there. QQQ. Pivots. 572.40. Okay? Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Red erases green. Underneath, 569. Okay? Green erases red. Over 575.35. Same thing. I like 7 days and 14 days till expiration. Friday options, okay, on the multiple of 5 with strikes $2 to $10 out of the money, okay? I like 10-minute uptrends over VWAP. Same thing here. I like 10-minute downtrends under VWAP. I am not too fond of trading counter trend unless it gets below the pivot or unless it gets below here, okay? Really not fond of trading counter trend, all right? Only because we're in such a bullish market right now. All right, we just made new all-time highs on the SPY. We made new all-time highs on the T2123. You've got all these others. We're going to go hit them right now, okay? IWM. All right, hit it up on the daily chart, okay? You got IWM. This is the rally high. Look how close they are to the rally high. That's the green candle. That's the rally high, Okay, they are really, really close to tagging the all-time high up here. Okay, so candles, everybody got a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, that is a bullish setup. Okay, so here's price up here in quadrant 4. Look at it, moves up and it holds the higher ground. See how it moves up? All right, from the upper third up here to the middle of quadrant 4, holding the higher ground. Middle of quadrant 4, that's bullish and still in an uptrend. Okay, so that's bullish, still in an uptrend. Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow. Okay, moves up, holds the higher ground. Okay, candle, higher high, higher low. Okay, closing, look, there's the all-time high. Look how close. Pennies, okay, was super bullish. Okay, Diamond Dow on the daily chart. Okay, higher high, actually closing up here at the top of quadrant 4. All right, and still in an uptrend. Okay, that's looking good. IWM's looking good. QQQ, I think we saw QQQ. Let's try it one more time. Top of quadrant 4. Okay, there's the all-time high right there. Okay, we are so close to tagging that all-time high right there. Okay, so price action, higher low, higher high, over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA, moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish environment. Okay, so QQQ, bullish and in an uptrend still. FNGU. Okay, FNGU, that's today's candle. This is yesterday's. So that's a new all-time high right there. FNGU in the morning hour right there. Already printing a new all-time high. Okay, that's going to be a good day. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, that's bullish and in an uptrend right there. FNGU. Okay, silver. Okay, top of quadrant 4, that's bullish and in an uptrend. 12-year high right there. New 12-year high made 3 days ago. Okay, silver, gold. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, new all-time high. Gold. Moving up, holding the higher ground, top of quadrant 4. That's bullish and in an uptrend. All right, let's take a look at USO. USO just neutral. Okay, goes up, gives it up. Goes up and just gives it up. Okay, goes up, gives it up. Yesterday's candle right here, lower high, lower low, closing under the cross, the bearish cross, under the 17 EMA. On the bullish side of neutrality right here, but just still neutral. Not in the upper third, not in the lower third, just neutral. And now in a downtrend because they got a low right here and they made a lower low. Okay, so there's a downtrend right there on USO. UNG. UNG trying to fight off the downtrend right now, okay, giving us a pullback in the downtrend at the bottom or near the midpoint of zone 1, all right, quadrant 1, so that's bearish because it's in the lower third, okay, and still in a downtrend. In order to negate the downtrend, they got to take out this high right here, okay, so tall order. I don't think they can get it done this week. All right, or next week. All right, there's UNG, okay, in a downtrend and bearish. All right, technicals, T2122. Okay, not a good sign. We are losing breath in the market, but we're making new all-time highs. So that's something funky going on. All right, it's definitely not the normal players stepping up to the plate, okay, because this is new. When the breath is dropping and we're making new all-time highs. Okay? This is for the rally. That means the breath is dropping from the rally, kind of indicating that the rally might be over, but here we are making new all-time highs, pumping it higher and higher. So a little less participation coming in, okay, each day here. Notice this day got lower than these 4. This day got lower than the previous day. This day lower than the previous day. And this day lower than the previous day. Not liking this. I prefer increased participation, but that's what we got, okay? When you got less players, these guys are able to really rip the market freely into whatever direction they want to. We'll see what happens. T21.23. T21.22. Okay, so we jumped out of the sell zone, actually out of the buy zone, into the buyer's chop zone, into the buy zone yesterday. We just camped out right there all day, and at the end of the day, we made an appearance inside the overbought zone, right up there. We'll probably be up here all day, all right, in the overbought zone. Okay, that's the way it looks with all these higher lows and a move up and over to the right. See this move up over to the right? I would venture to say we will probably be in the overbought zone all day, or on the threshold of, of the door right here. Okay, T21.22, T21.23, new all-time high. Okay, right there, T21.23, bullish gap up, held the higher ground. Notice the bears never filled the gap all day long. All right, that is a bullish environment right there. Okay, there's another clue. T21.23. Okay, bullish gap up, held the higher ground, and made a new all-time high. Okay, that's why it looks like there's going to be some really big candles coming in the near future. We'll see. All right, that's what it feels like. All right, but we'll see what happens. All right, so bullish gap up, held the higher ground. Again, that's like planking for all day long, 6.5 hours. That's very bullish. That's a show of strength right there. Okay, T21.23 3 bar. Of course, it's the same product, so it's a new all-time high. Same thing as the 15-minute. Again, both of them, 15 and 200 up over the 200 SMA. That's bullish. Top of quadrant 4, that's bullish. And then an uptrend, both of them, 15 and the 3-bar chart. FNGU, big show of strength yesterday and continuing on overnight and into the morning hours. Okay, they're going to war here. Okay, price action, you can see right here. Little bullish gap up. They filled the gap, but it was green from the beginning of the day all the way to the end of the day. Look at all the time spent over the VWAP. That's bullish. We're on top of the 200 SMA. That's bullish. We're getting close to those. Well, there it is right there in the pre-market, new all-time highs for FNGU. Okay, right there. Okay, so QQQ should be looking good. All right, let's hit the economic numbers. All right, because we'll see if I can get to it in time. On the economic calendar today is the employment situation at 8:30. Okay, that will probably give us an EKG in the price action. Okay, I would expect it to move the markets. We'll see what happens. That comes out in 3 minutes. Thank you, Alan, in advance. And a rig count at 1 o'clock. Okay, that's the economics. Earnings calendar. All right, we've got today. Okay, just familiar names, nothing that's going to move the markets. After the close, Broadcom reported. Okay, they did well. All right, they didn't do like outstanding. I mean, well, the market didn't like rip them to new, the market didn't rip them up like 10%, all right, or 5%, but they did perform well with their earnings, all right? So there's Broadcom. That was yesterday. Today, nothing, all right? Really just familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. On the dollar, still in a downtrend, okay? This is a weak dollar. Okay, this is yesterday. We closed right here, right about 98.24. Okay, so the dollar still in a bear flag and in a downtrend. There's the U.S. dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at Max Payne. Again, 645. Put to call ratio, 2.2 puts for each call that expires today. All right, that's it for me for today. Okay, I will record the session again. If you're looking for the recordings, okay, they're available to you members. I'm going to scoot it up here, okay, and move it up. Okay, you can find the recordings right up here. You hit the hamburger, okay, right here. Hit the hamburger, come down to archives, see the recordings, okay, and there's yesterday's trading. All right. Now, if you want to find yesterday's webinar where the three of us did a presentation, okay, you come on over here. Okay, you log into your account. You're hitting Run Candlesticks account. You come on over to your members page. All right, HRC, RWO, BYOB. All right, and you don't even have to hit that. You just hit resources, and you can see the e-learning replays. Okay, there it is from yesterday. Okay, on the recordings, there it is from yesterday, 9/4. All right, here it is. All you got to do is hit play. There you go. If you want a bigger screen, you just click that. That'll open it all the way up. When you turn the volume up, you can listen to the price action as the river of money begins to flow. All right, right there. Okay, so there's September 4th. All right, I got one there for, let's see, I got one there for the 4th, I got one there for the 3rd, I got one there for the 2nd, I got one there for the 29th, the 28th, the 27th, the 4th. You can see me trade the market open. Every one of them's been profitable. Okay, you can see what I look for in the market. These are really good learning tools, each one of these. Okay, so just saying, if you want to look for it. All right, that's it. I'll see everybody in about 35, 40 minutes. All right.